It's great to see Raikkonen back in Formula One. I was gutted when he left because he's such a character, and I think that's what Formula One needs these days. Formula One is now kind of like a soap opera with all the drama about politics and money and relationships outside of the sport. So it's great that Kimmy's back because he's so down to earth. You know, we know what he's capable of. He's already won a world championship. I guess it will just depend on how long it will take for him to get his groove back. Plus, I'm really looking forward to the who has the biggest baseball cap competition between himself and Alonso. It could be quite entertaining. Um, Jean-Eric Verne does have the advantage over Charles Pic as he is in the better car of Toro Rosso and he does have all of that Red Bull backing. So they obviously have faith in what he can achieve. Pic is at a team where your race seat isn't 100% safe. We saw last year with Jerome D'Ambrosio that even though you are performing well enough that people may think your race seat is safe, it's not always like that. Pic is obviously bringing in money to the team, which for Marussia will be useful for them in order to start making their way up the grid and start racing with the mid-table teams. It's always going to be hard these days to get a frequent testing session as a third driver. And if you aren't writing a check big enough to hand to the team, they won't give you that valuable track time. For Jerome D'Ambrosio moving to Lotus, it's going to be hard for him to drive in free practice sessions. I doubt Kimi will be pleased with giving his seat up during those sessions. Maybe he'll take Romain Grosjean's seat in a couple of sessions, depending on how well Grosjean's performed during the season. Obviously, he's already had his time driving for Renault a few years back and obviously wasn't ready for Formula One. Maybe he is now. I don't know. We'll just have to wait until the start of the season. We discussed this in a fan formula recently that Bruno Senna is there because of his name and the money that comes along with that. We saw what potential Nico Hulkenberg had after he got his pole position back in Brazil 2010. So it'll be interesting to see how he does at Force India. And Daniel Ricciardo, again, has the backing from Red Bull. They aren't just going to put their money and faith into anyone. So he's going to be one to watch, I think. I don't think it will hold much hope being a third driver for Jerome D'Ambrosio, but I hope Lotus prove me wrong and give him that valid drive. I'd like to see Mika Hakkinen back in Formula One. You know, growing up, I was watching those battles between him and Schumacher, so it will be great to relive that. And we've seen how Michael Schumacher is back in Formula One. It'll be interesting to see how Hakkinen is and how he'll do with how different the cars are now to how they were a decade ago. Thanks for listening, and this is this week's entry for Fan Formula. I will see you next week. Bye.